head feeling lost. It's been so long since I've seen you, I'm so depressed. I don't want to forget you, so I won't rest. This is my calling, this is God's test. I wonder why He chose this road for me. It's hard to think this is my destiny, but God, you the Creator, you surely knows. So please explain the journey, let's go. You must have faith, that's all. God will not let you fall, for in the end there's a lesson. So keep the faith, keep on pressing. I think about you 100 times a day. It's no way to keep the pain away. I'm so scared of forgetting your smile, so I look at pictures of my child. It breaks my heart we lost her so young. We missed all the tender times, can't be redone. Please God, stop the pain, this is no fun. I know that God has the plan. I don't understand who I am. I do know I have the faith to pray to God from any place. Please God, make this pain end. It's a nightmare that should have never been. My faith in you is guiding my way. Excuse me, God, I have to say, give me back my baby, I'm not playing around. She's a piece of my life. I'll do anything for you now.
They are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them, but when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up like dim tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are old Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stop.
What's up, Tiff?
Hey, Darren.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's hot. Whew.
That's
Sure
an
is hot.
understatement.
I get what they say about summertime. It's hot as hell. Whew. Man, oh man. This is all right, though. Thank God for air conditioning and electric bill. You know?
Who you telling?
Yes, sir. Oh. So, we getting any new news? We got some new news from the, any more, outlash or not outlash, from the rally or anything? Or what do you got good? What do you got good? What did you do today?
Well, I can't talk about specific things that happened today, but I can say that today was a very good day for a parent that I'm helping. It was an awesome day. It was a good day. That's all I can say. And everything is now turning around. So we'll see.
That's good. I was going to talk to you about that, but good. Tiff's on a mission, and they the thunder comes when she comes. That's for sure. That's for dang sure. Yeah, but I mean, man. Well, we got a guest today.
Yeah. He was at our rally. He lives here in Virginia. And like we know about children's rights, and we talk about Next Friend all the time. And actually he does Next Friend, and I asked him to come on the show after I talked to you. So yeah, let's bring him out.
All right. Adam, come on down.
What's going on, everybody? Hello.
There we are.
Nice to meet both of you all.
In the house.
Well, me too. It's good to see you again, Tiffany.
Thank you.
Yes.
So tell people who you are. They know you were at the rally. Tell them what you do. how they can contact you if they want your help. Just
Okay.
take it away.
Or
All right. So my name is Adam Nicholas Casey. I've been studying law for 20 years. Um, I all self-taught. I did go to law school after I studied for like 6 years just to see if I, was on point with things. And I maintained a 3.6 GPA until I adopted 4 kids. So I had 5 kids. I had them for 8 years. And, I challenge laws. I'll go and break a law just so I can try and get in front of a jury. Because we have the right to nullify laws. We have the right for reform and all these other powers that we have, and they've just taken out our information. So I tried it out on myself first for, I guess, like 14 years. 14. Nope, 15 years.
you would
And
go
with it. But so last year, I went and broke a bunch of laws. I racked up 39 charges in 2020 after they kidnapped my kids under the false pretense of law because I found the evidence and nobody cared because I was exercising my rights, trying to protect other people's rights. So they see me as the enemy. They manufactured evidence. They wouldn't do anything. I lost my mind. So I had to get it all back, relearn law and everything, and then commercial lien on them to get them to close the case. So that way I can try to do something with it. But then I was like, this wasn't correct. And it was really hard for me to even talk about it until last year when I met other parents whose kids were kidnapped as well. So then I did an audit on 3 of the cases and found that, the judges and everyone's involved. So then I took it all the way up to the governor and the governor, the attorney general, the Supreme Court, the head of CPS, the head of DSS. They're all aware of these things and they try to cover it up for each other and grant each other fraudulent immunities because I wasn't invoking a civil suit. We have the right to petition for redress of grievance. That makes it to where we have a sovereign jury. And all the discretion from judges or any public servant goes out the window. As long as you can meet the criteria of the evidence saying, look, this is a wrong, you have to get a remedy, then you have the right to petition and no judge can deny it. You get to present this in front of a sovereign jury. So I know that Virginia State or judiciary is very corrupt. So the way I applied it, using a hybrid friendly suit is what I call it. It's about 8 different forms of law. You have contract, notice, affidavit, security agreement, and there's some other ones. They're just too technical. So that's the base of it. So what I do is I state the facts of what happened, that they kidnapped kids under false pretense of law, just so I can give this an idea. And then if I'm wrong, because they owe the obligation, if the kids were kidnapped, to act on their duties and the oath of office to protect them, or even turn themselves in, or turn their fellow treasonous actors in. And if they don't, then I can take $300,000 out of each one of them, because they owe these obligations. And whenever somebody owes an obligation, you can set a security agreement to ensure the specific performance of the obligations performed to the best of their ability. So if I'm incorrect, then I can get 5 years on each public servant that I applied it on. So in each one of the child kidnapping cases, which one of the cases was mine, I applied it on 80 different public servants in each one of the cases. So total, if I was just incorrect with the fraudulent lien, false lien is what they call it, I'm looking at 1,200 years. But I also applied it on the head of the FBI Department of Justice. I'm sorry?
1,200 what? 1,200 years?
Just if I was wrong with one sentence in the hybrid friendly suit that I applied the security agreement on, which is a commercial lien, then it would be a false lien. And under Virginia code, if you apply it on any state agent, it's a fraudulent false lien, you can get 5 years in prison. They hand it out like it's candy. I can show you tons of case law. And then if you do it to a federal agent or a federal servant, public servant, it's 10 years on each application, and I did that twice.
Wow.
I did it in 2007, I did it in 2015. If I was incorrect with the one in 2007, it was like 20 or 30 different federal agents. And then the one in 2015, it was just 3. It was Durbanski, Judge Urbanski, United States District Attorney for the Western District of Virginia, and my probation officer. So if I was incorrect with my assessment that the application of laws that they're applying and the jurisdiction that they say they have does not fit the scope or the framing of what the Constitution grants them. But no matter what, if you bring it in front of a judge, they give you the biggest bullshit ever. I'm sorry. They give you the biggest, fraud. But so what I was shooting for was I was trying to get false lien, because then for the first time in the history of the United States, the jury rather than a judge would have been able to define what the framing of the Constitution grants them as well as far as authority. That was just time. That was back in 2015. So that's what I did. So I found these old forms of law because I started reading, the United States Supreme Court case law from the beginning to now. But also it was very difficult because you got to learn the verbiage that they were using back then, because the words that we think we know, that they're completely different, opposite, or they don't make no sense at all. It's so obscured. And that's part of the undereducation. It's a form of tyranny. And throughout history, other civilizations, they fought this. It's actually happened many times. It was actually one of the greatest grievances of the colonists. Undereducation, not giving no remedies, giving fraudulent immunities, have victimless crimes. What is going on today actually mirrors what was going on that incited the Revolutionary War. And it's all noted in the petition for grievance to King George, wrote by Benjamin Franklin. And what I wrote prior to finding that one, it really mirrors it. But like again, I said, it's determined. So the Vice Admiralty courts is the same as in corporate jurisdiction, and that's where they have your victimless crimes. They grant these authorities to like CPS and DSS. They don't have all these rights of what they're doing to us. We're the sovereigns of this country. We the people. The power comes from us. So nevertheless, to get back to it. So what I've done after I completed an 8-year audit on them, and then I found the kidnapping of kids. Now I have enough evidence to go into the federal courts to show it's a state systemic problem, and it's ran by a coup. It's a criminal syndicate, and they're known as the good old boy system, and it's actually very tyrannical. And so, with all the evidence that I have, I am going to place a commercial lien on every single federal agent that we have, on their obligation to ensure that we have a sovereign jury under the First Amendment right to petition for redress of grievance. And that makes it to where we have the sovereign jury, and a jury it's going to be an investigative audit. So I present these facts, and they can go and do any type of subpoenaing. They can bring people in. And the thing about being a public servant is you don't have Fifth Amendment rights, because you work for us. You're supposed to be transparent completely. And so, they don't have that. They lose a lot of their rights, especially when they commit treason. Especially the highest treason is a harm to a child. And that is a maxim that is one of the most sound maxims that's been around since Roman times. And that's where our law really originates from. I'm sorry, I can go on forever.
No.
So that's what I'm doing. But you can't only just say that there's a problem. You have to have the remedy for it. So the square root of this.
Are any of these things working?
Yeah. I've actually. So with the kidnapping of kids, no, because I'm coming straight out calling them treasonous and everything else. So they're running away from me. I drive around with my license plate that says private and FFFU for Founding Fathers Freedom Union, and no cop over. Yeah. So I even am trying to reach out to them actually, because now that they know, their sheriffs and everybody's done told them don't pull that guy over. So I'm emailing them to their personal emails telling them, look, see what they're doing? It's treasonous. I've told you all. You need to either stop this treason or you're going to be held accountable as a part to it. So I hope, because I know that not all law enforcement are sociopathic, tyrannical people. Some of them are good, and they watch these other things go on, but they don't know what to do because it's such an accepted norm. Everybody, oh yeah, all the courts are corrupt, and we're just letting it happen. It's just, but that's the indoctrination that they've put into us. It's a psychological warfare, and I can go way deep in that, and I can give you dates, times, and everything. But just so, what I did this week after meeting Miss Tiff, awesome soldier right there, and her fellows, is I'm now taking every single child protective service case and Department of Social Service case and adding it to the audit. And I've sent notices out to every single one of the Department of Social Services and CPS up there in Northwest Virginia. So this is what I will call the change up. They're really not going to be acting like they have the power anymore. And I also place a commercial lien on each one of them for $300,000, and I'll be filing it in federal court on Thursday by way of certified mail, and executing the friendly suits on everyone from the president to the lowest public servant we have in the federal government. So if I'm incorrect, 10 years on each application, I'll be looking at millions of years. So you either have to arrest me and give me a trial, or you're going to let us have our right, our inalienable right under the First Amendment to petition to a sovereign jury for redress of grievance. And it originates from Lord Coke back in 1628. It was called the Petition of Right then. And then after our Revolutionary War, actually India and like 7 other countries that were under the rule of English, Canada, they put in a petition of right. And they had a revolution without a war because England didn't want to go to war anymore. American war was so grievous to them. They didn't have the power to do it. So all these other, colonies that they had, really, they gained their independence by using what is called a petition of right. But it's called different terms throughout history. So that's what I'm using. We can have, and it's not a rebellion. It's not a revolution. It's just reform and accountability and putting things back where they need to be, and the power needs to be in our children's minds. So we need to give them sociology, psychology, and philosophy at the ages of 3, 4, and 5, so they can expand their minds when it's the most detrimental time. So that way they can truly understand themselves and their lives as a being on this planet. Because we don't know who we are. We're told by every single thing around us what we are supposed to think is important, and it's such a fraud. Mm-hmm. When we sit here and watch kids get kidnapped, then it's fine. You hear it on the news, and everybody just keeps walking around like, do you understand a child has been taken? Or it's a judge or somebody. It's okay.
Right.
Kids right in blatant daylight, so and I get really upset about it. But the only way to properly teach our kids is by using the law the way it was designed, not the way that they teach us, and to empower the people with their true sovereign powers and bring things to light. But yeah, so that's the plan. That's what I'm doing, and you guys are great. Thank you for having me on the show. Sorry about that. I've never done an interview yet. So this is my first one.
Oh, you're doing just fine, man. You're doing just fine. I mean, hell, you take it. I mean, this is good stuff.
Any questions?
What do you suggest that parents do when or prior to CPS?
Turn your mic up, Darren.
Oh yeah. So any parents that are watching or whatever, please reach out to me. My number is 540-671-9839. And then again, it's 540-671-9839. Or you can reach out to Tiff, he'll give it to you. Or my email is foundingfathersfreedomunion@proton.me. So Founding Fathers Freedom Union at PROTON.me. I will do an audit. If there's constitutional violations that have been performed, I will not hesitate to take up the child. So whenever I represent people, I'm representing the child. And then I'm not after money. Everything is free. The only thing I ask is a little help with certified mail. If depends on the size of the case. But really, with what I'm going into the federal courts with, I just need a affidavit of truth of your grievance and how your child's been harmed, so I can add you to the joinder, which all cases will be. But the people who come forth first and say what's up, they'll most likely be the first cases be reviewed, because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of cases out there where kids have been taken under the false pretense of law, and it's treason to our children. In reality, it's kidnapping.
So, Adam, are you just doing it for Virginia, or are you going to do it for? I don't know why there's an echo.
No,
Are you just doing it for Virginia, or are you doing it for like a canvas for everybody?
It's going to be for everybody. So this is the blueprint for everybody, and then also so that way everybody can have access to a next friend. Because justice, everybody should have this. It should be no price. There should be the justice should be there no matter what. So what I've designed is Next Friend AI. So it's basically Adam Casey AI, and it makes it to where people will be able to put in a summary, and it will give you all the documents and everything, so you can do a petition for redress of grievance and be able to hold public servants accountable. Yeah, so that way justice can be swift. And this process is not something that takes months. No, once we show the evidence, they have to convene a jury within 72 to 3 to 7 days. Depends on the gravity of the evidence being presented, which in the way that I do it with the hybrid friendly suit, and that's something I want to allow people to use, because if they're incorrect with that, it can be you're risking your life. But with the petition of right, once I get all this solidified, people won't have to use a hybrid friendly suit unless it's like the evidence is right there, where like if there was a dirty urine, it was false, and then they kept the kids anyway after they knew it was a false one. That right there is kidnapping. And I'll put my name on it. I would definitely review them all. I'm also going to make it to where the AI is reviewed by 2 other AIs before it's said that it would be okay to submit it in court and everything else. Which there's no real technicality. It's not really difficult. You don't have to learn much to be able to do a petition for redress agreement. But then again, it's going to have to be a trial and error thing.
Yeah. Hey, I'll talk to you. Let's talk a little bit more after we'll talk after the show. I'll get in touch with you.
Yes. Sounds great. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So yeah, because that's some good stuff right there.
I also want to make it to where people have the psychologist AI, but it's going to be based off of the old philosophers who developed their first understanding of mental emotions or personalities and whatnot. And it gets rid of all the BS that other people have just taken what they knew back there in Rome and copied and made it to where people are getting all these pills. People are being misled that you need some kind of help from someone else. No, there's a process to grieving. There's a process to trauma. And then, it's one step after another. But a lot of people get stuck at certain steps because of comfortability.
Right.
You really got to get out of it. So I want to also design an AI that it helps people, it's, as they talk to it, it'll be able to what they need to focus on. The next step is goals and purpose, and that'll get rid of the one pill that's you need this pill, you need this. That's also this is just they're drug dealers, and they have all our people hooked on these false realities of remedies. It's just really sick.
Mm-hmm.
Keep us sick, so that way they keep their their heads. They're yeah, they're
Mm-hmm.
climbing. It's really sick. But anyways, yeah. Is there anything else? What other questions you have?
Well, I can't see my screen just shit the bed. I think my screen just. I think
I can
my
see
screen just.
it. I mean,
I'm
too.
here.
I
I
see.
mean, I can hear. I mean, I can see. I mean, I can hear, but I can't. My screen just is black. Hold on a second. I'm gonna try to log into this other computer here. Um, is Tiff still right there? No. Is
Yeah, I'm
she up
here.
in? Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
All right. I
yeah, I can
can't.
see it.
I am blind here right now. Hold
Mm.
on a minute. My screen just went.
So when we were
Um.
at the rally and we were talking about the Constitution, somebody asked a question, and Adam actually jumped in and was like, "There's more than just that, right? It's the
No, yeah,
moral law." Go ahead. What
yeah.
did you say?
Okay, so you have different supreme laws. The Constitution is just one of them. All right, but it starts with divine, then it goes to moral, then it goes to divine, moral, common, and natural. So those are your four forms of supreme laws. And if the Constitution states that all laws are supposed to be made in line with natural and common, which divine and moral grant natural and common. So they're above that. So if they don't follow all these supreme laws when they statute or policy or try to grant them some kind of authority, they've committed treason. And the law is no good because any law that's unconstitutional is of no law at all.
Right. It's
And I
null and
don't,
void.
yeah, it's null and void. So yeah, 85% of the statutes today are unconstitutional. That's what I proved whenever I went and caught all 39 charges. And so the drug war, that I challenged that back in 2018 too. But they were horrible in Front Royal. They wouldn't let me subpoena. They wouldn't let me get no evidence. But because of all their stuff, and I didn't have on the day of trial. I didn't have all the evidence, so I tapped out. And then they stuck me. They said they weren't going to even give me a year, but they gave me 2 years. Then they took my kids, and I went. You know, I just went full. I lost everything. It meant everything to me. So the only thing I could do was try to make it to where no other child. So that's why I'm doing everything I'm doing. Yeah.
So they came at
But
you for challenging them. That's what they came at you for.
well, so whenever they took my kids so my two oldest with their aunt and uncle devised a plan because they wanted to be up there where they could smoke weed with their aunt and uncle.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all in my daughter's messenger account how she and the aunt and uncle set me up. And it was my daughter was speaking with my niece on her tablet. So I look over and I see my daughter's, just sitting right open. And I'm like, what the hell, my name? And I start scrolling up and everything's there. So I go to the detective, look, there it is. And they just didn't care. And it's because I challenged the system. And it's not that I am doing anything wrong. I am just showing that these laws are unconstitutional or invalid or they enslave us. This is wrong. Or like the drug war. Portugal ended the drug war in 2000 and they legalized all drugs. They took all the money from the drug war and put it into education. And then to get rid of the petty crimes, they give drugs away for 7 to 10 times a day for anybody who wants to be a registered drug addict. And if you don't want to be a drug addict anymore, they'll pay you to go to college or vo-tech school. And whenever you graduate, whoever hires you, the government pays half your wage for the first year to give security to business owners for hiring these people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you try to look this up on Google, you're never going to find what's reality of it. You have to actually go on the dark web to find the truth. They're so censored. But imagine if we took the money that we put into drugs and gave it to kids' education, you would have a totally different world within 3 years span. That's what happened with Portugal. They were like Mexico is today. So the cartels just tearing it apart, nothing but crime, corruption. He ended the drug war in 2000. Within like 2 years, they were able to give free healthcare to everybody. 5 years, free college to whoever. They even changed their constitution to make it to where the president could stay president. And whenever 2020 went and did a 2 hour long segment that you cannot find on the internet no more, you couldn't find it 3 days after they had it. When the president drove up, he drove up in a 1970s Volkswagen Bug. And the reporter's like, where's your security? Where? He's like, everybody loves me. What do I need security for? And so that just made it to where, because I invalidated federal jurisdiction. So like 60 or 70% of the people that are in federal prison are there unconstitutionally. So what I was going to do, I was going to do correspondence courses with federal prisoners over like an 18-month period. But within 2 months, I could have them ready. So, I sent out letters, just a bunch of random people, and I sent out 30, and I got 56 hits back. And a lot of them weren't the original prisoners. But when I found out I could challenge the drug war and help kids, that overruled a bunch of guys in prison. But what I was going to do is have it where every single federal judge was have a commercial lien put on all of them within 1 week. So that way, there's such an impact, and there's going to have to be a trial. And because, they wouldn't give me the trial when I did it, they just got rid of the charges. After they held me for 33 days, I didn't even get to see a magistrate. They raided my driveway. It was crazy. Yeah. After I put the lien on the federal judge, it's Casey versus New Hampshire, Virginia. But what they state in there, I can give you the paperwork. I got copies of it with the seals from the clerk. Yeah, I didn't say anything with that guy said, the judge. That's when I was just starting out too. I wasn't as knowledgeable now. So I plan on revisiting that here in the next couple months because they committed treason by maliciously presenting false, fraudulent claims about the law.
There's a lot of treason stuff going on right now. There's a lot of cases that are saying that these judges are, sorry guys, I'm trying to make this monitor switch. There's a lot of things going on right now with these people saying that these judges are committing treason. Yes. A lot of cases coming down the pike. Are we going to see a lot of judges getting hanged? Is this what's going to become of this?
Yeah. So what's supposed to happen after you put in a petition for redress of grievance is there's supposed to be a show cause. They have to come and rebut the facts. If they can't, they're supposed to be arrested. And then they're supposed to be reviewed by a sovereign jury of their conduct. And then what the sovereign jury does is investigative audit to make sure they get the whole ring of treasonous people or criminals or whoever. Even if they're private, if you assisted a public servant in any form, matter, or just, then you are also held accountable as treasonous, and you lose your rights.
So everybody in the whole court circuit, the clerks, everybody will all be responsible.
Yeah. I've actually got 27 different counties, and I've got most of them, all 3 courtrooms. I've got clerks of court, commonwealth attorneys, judges, police officers, deputies, guardian ad litem's attorneys, private individuals like psychologists or nurses or whatnot. Yeah.
So what's the likelihood of this going down with all these judges and these people claiming that this is going to be, this is treasonous? What is the likelihood?
Well, you have to have a good network and you have to have support. You have to have the right kind of support. The support that I have right now, everybody's scared of the government.
Of course.
So they just would like to remain, anonymous for now. And but what I've conducted is I've gained an amount of evidence. Several people have it. I'm not the only one that has this evidence. So, and then also when I did, with the 4 cases for kidnapping of children under false pretense of law, I also placed a commercial lien on the head of the Department of Justice and the FBI. so they would start surveillancing me in case these people, because they like killing people, or whatever. They might try to blame me for some stuff I didn't do. But yeah, so it's trying
There's a lot
to
of that.
it's trying to give me like security from them watching me. So what's going to happen is everybody's going to see that I'm either committing a crime and they got to lock me up, or they're going to be treasonous as well. Now, the thing with federal courts compared to Virginia State, there's no accountability, there's no oversight. It's the good old boy system through and through. This is one of the worst states, and out of all 50 states. And I even thought about it after I did the federal stuff. I can go out west and just make money, but then no matter what, I'm gonna have to come back to Virginia. Virginia is like ground zero, so that's why I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna stand on my 10 toes. I'm gonna take it to them. So what's supposed to happen is once you file this, they have 24 hours to review it. Then they're supposed to do the show cause, and if they don't, I have the contract on them. The hybrid friendly suit will make it to where they committed treason. And now that I've got all these sheriffs, the deputies, and they understand that the laws I'm saying are true, and what's going on is all affecting our children. We're being enslaved. We're being indoctrinated and zombified when we're a child to make us docile, dumb, and we're just harmless. We might as well walk around naked. That's the reality of things.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
So the thing is, once we get, public servants involved and aware, that's what this chess move is about right here, is showing them what they're doing is they're perpetuating a coup inside of our government, a sub-government termed the good old boy system, and it's putting them on the front lines. And I told them, don't let these judges leave you out. They're just going to hang you out to dry. And then you got kids. Well, and you're supposed to uphold and protect. Come on, do it, please, So I reached out to Olive Branch, to the good ones. We'll see. And then that's, I dropped the hammer next week, and we'll see where it goes from there. But, there's no way that they can lock me up. I'm not committing any crimes. So they got to, do what's right. And there's a lot of stuff I can't talk about.
Right.
But trust me, it'll be my greatest work of art out of my life. It's going to be a masterpiece. The way I put it together is pretty good. That's all I can say. If we meet in person, I don't know. Tiff, we had a slight conversation about things. If you want to talk to him about it, that's fine. But just try to keep it, because I'm trying to catch everybody. I'm trying to make sure I get behind every single rock, every piece of sand, and then when I take that sand, I'm gonna break it down into an atom, into that lowest. I make sure I get everyone.
Right.
That's what it's all about, So yeah, so. Like I said, thank you. But there's some things I can't talk about right now.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've got some sheriffs that on Facebook though. Since
Yeah, sheriffs are it, man. People don't realize the power that the sheriff has, man. Sheriff's
but there's powerful ones, you know what I mean? And then so that's another thing, like for the first time in years, because I did a sit-in protest at the Supreme Court clerk's office because they wouldn't give me an emergency hearing in Front Royal. So after I did the sit-in protest and got arrested, they gave me the next day they gave a court date, but they're not on the emergency status that they're supposed to do within 72 hours. They put it out for a month and a half. So I put more liens on the governor and everyone else. So when I went to court for this, the lady, I put in what is called the Declaration of the People's Grievances. I spoke about it earlier, and it mirrors what Ben Franklin wrote in the Petition of Grievance to King George. It mirrors it. And there were some other documents, and, I I've also put a commercial lien on the Commonwealth Attorney for Richmond City. And so I get up there and, I was like, well, I would like to know about, my documents that I sent to him, because they put it back in the package and put return to sender 16 days later. And he was like, oh, they're all irrelevant. This judge sat back like Big Mama. It was like, huh? Like looking at him like he was retarded. I was like, get out of here. This is a really good judge. She's like, I was like, yeah, I would like to, enter in the Declaration of the People's Grievance. And I read it off. And I handed it in. She looked at him and said, overruled. And so then I read off another one. She said, overruled again. So I read off another one. And these were like, I had 7 documents. Like the 3 ones were like the big ones. I had everything. And that's one I read. The other ones were just pieces I taken out of there, so that, because you shoot for the stars. I hope you end up on the moon. It's great, So is there anything else, Mr. Casey? And I said, no, that'd be all. But yeah, so she overruled his irrelevant, and it was all about the Declaration of the People's Grievances, which that's just like a summary of what's in the Federal Petition of Right for Redress of Grievance that I'm about to enter. Have you got a copy of it yet, Punisher? No.
I do not have one yet.
Tiff says she has it, so I can send it to you. Just shoot me your email.
Yes, please do. Because I definitely want to get in touch with you after. I want to talk to you immediately after the show.
The documents.
Contact info.
Yeah, that way you can understand. I thought you knew more about me, but she just left you in the dark, didn't she?
No. She definitely didn't leave me in the dark. I'm in the dark right now because I can't see anything. I'm trying to make this. I'm trying to come into my other computer here, which I just dumped today. So now it's not whatever. I'm getting there. I'm getting to restream back to so I can see you guys. But right now,
killed it. You killed your screen.
Yep, it is. It's gone. It's gone. She's gone. Here, look. This is what I see right now, guys. Right there's my screen.
Oh, that.
That's not good.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make this one come on. I mean, I got these other ones. See the other ones there. There's plenty, but then I got the new one. I got a new 85-inch monitor. That's pretty balls. That's in the other room. But yeah, I'm trying to get in here right now so I can see you. Not to mention I can't do anything with the controls. So
the plan is as soon as I get it filed, then I that's whenever I go, ask people to go ahead and write up the affidavits. If not, their case will be audited eventually. A lot of people are scared to even come forward, especially after they went through hell and got their kid back.
Right. That's the thing.
They're scared to come forward.
Right. That's the thing, is that people, and they don't realize how important of a role that they play in this fight. Because number one, people don't see any sort of positive outcomes. So because these people don't ever show up, which there's very few and far between that are positive, but the ones that are need to come out and give these people hope. Like that's it. Like there's no hope. There's no hope in this fight.
Yeah, because the with the laws and the processes that they're promoting, that are fraudulent, it makes it to where you just run around in circles till you're broke,
right?
Yeah, or tired, or you just you give up, and that's the way the system's designed. Them delaying any type of justice, that right there is actually a violation of the supreme law, of the common law. To delay justice is an injustice. Also, to have mercy on the guilty is another injustice. Or, is actually a violation under natural rights. There's victimless crimes.
But it's your duty. But it's your duty under the Constitution. If you see government fraud and corruption, you're supposed to report it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead again.
The Constitution says that it's not only your right to speak out against government, wrongs and everything, but it's your obligation as a citizen to do that.
Most definitely.
That you need to speak out against it. So these people need to speak out.
Yeah. So everything that happened on Sunday, we peacefully assembled, and we used freedom of speech. So there's two of them, and then you got the equal protection, and there's about seven of them you could really wrap up into what was going on there. So we were so constitutionally protected. I would love to hear about somebody saying something to one of them young ladies, because I'll show up in person. I will
Right.
not play. I will send them faxes. I will send it off to everybody, and I'll be like, "Yeah, what's up? You want to pick on somebody that doesn't know what they're doing? I want you to pick on me."
Mhm.
And I get really upset, especially when it's just I feel really bad for the two girls. But those two girls were so brave.
Yeah.
Yana, and Claire,
Claire and
Claire Hill.
Ayana. Yes.
Yes, those they were so smart. I can't wait to give them some more stuff to learn. Did you send them the common law stuff already? They read it. The one just started talking to me. I haven't heard anything from Claire. I know that she's probably, but just let her know I got her back. They're not gonna mess around with them like they did. I scared the shit out of these people because
Well,
they
so
know
do I.
There's a lot of scaring the shit out of these people. That's for sure around
I
here.
scare them with my presence. You
Yeah,
scare them
yeah,
with your paperwork.
yeah. I tear them up. Yeah, yeah. So I
Not
can't,
by her presence,
this is just the
presence,
beginning.
but
But
presence.
yes, you're the back of your shirt. Yeah, we're coming for you, CPS. Yes, that's a promise. And we're talking like a couple weeks here. They- It's yeah.
Now,
I just
what is your plan? What do you see in your future, in your plans for parents that have been terminated already? What do you
so
see as
so anybody that has any type of grievance, we'll help them put together a petition of right for redress of grievance and bring their case before. And there's no time limit for treason. But
good?
there's no way we can try to take away the damage that was done, but we can try to heal the situation the best way possible with all
Right.
parties the most comfortable way, especially with any children or anybody that was involved. If any child was taken away because of drugs, that's actually also treason as well.
Right, because
A lot
that
of
has
things
nothing.
that
That's nothing to
is
do with your child. That has nothing to do with the well-being of the child. That's to do with the parents
no,
that
it
keep the child.
doesn't. That has something to do with the mental health of the adult. So to take the child away from the adult, you're terrorizing both of them, and you're not healing the situation at all. That
Right.
is not a remedy.
Anybody.
That's
Right.
torture.
Anybody
To
that knows recovery.
poke somebody with a stick, like poking a dog in a stick. And they don't understand what's going on, and you the person with the stick doesn't even really understand. All they know is that you're going to end up learning as long as they beat you
Right.
enough, and that's what they're
Right.
doing. It's so
Hmm.
barbaric, and there's no understanding. So the only way law is supposed to be a corrective. So we're supposed to rehabilitate or habilitate to people's minds, but not through force and not through disparagement or
Coercion.
belief,
Right.
or that gets no
Fear.
society nowhere. We need to give them and the understanding, give them meaning, give them a
Hmm.
life, give them that's what a lot of people are missing.
So I think what Darren was asking you is how are we going to bring kids home when parents' rights have been terminated
Oh well, if it was found on fraud, all the orders and everything else they're null and void. That's why we bring it
or
in front of the.
retaliation or
I'm sorry.
coercion?
Oh yeah. Any type of is there any fraud involved at all? Yeah, you can have it reviewed by the jury,
I mean, the
and
whole
they
damn thing's
find
fraud just from the gates, just from them coming in and doing a safety plan with you while you're sitting there scared to death at your house. And if you don't say the right thing, that you're going to
yeah,
lose your kid. I mean, that in
yeah,
itself
yeah.
is you're under duress. So every person that we know that has
Ever
a
been?
case
Yeah.
with CPS is under duress.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, basically every single case they've ever conducted. I mean, unless you were beating the kid or if you were hurting the kid, then
Right.
that's
If
warranted.
you
But
actually
if
are
there was
physically harming
no
your kid,
signs
that's
of
going
it
to
and
look
they
away. Yeah.
manufactured the evidence to justify their actions in a sociopathic manner, it'll get rid of all the fraudulent orders and restore the rights of the parents and the children and all the people that were involved will be held as a full accountable of law per the Constitution, the original intent of the framers and authors.
But wouldn't you say that that's true, that everybody is under duress that gets that CPS as soon
Yeah,
as they come into
yeah.
their home?
Yeah,
Like
it's called
immediate
fear
distress?
inoculation. That's actually a
Fear
whole
inoculation?
government. That's what it's based off of, and that's part of the other act of the psychological warfare to make us so scared that we, watching kids getting kidnapped and we do nothing about it. Us as
Right.
society, come on, we come from people that used to chop each other up with swords and stuff, and we're watching
Right.
people kidnap kids. How far from being a human have we gone from? I know if somebody touches a kid in front of me or I find out about it,
Oh shit,
yeah,
no. Nope.
yeah,
Nope. You didn't even get
I
those
will go
words
to
out of your
prison
mouth.
for the rest of
And
my
that's
life. I won't try to get caught, but yeah, I won't care.
wouldn't even care. And that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
When we
my
abolish the
life
system,
nothing
when we
compared to
abolish
a child.
CPS,
I am worthless at one
right.
child's life.
When we abolish CPS,
Yeah.
I think is my personal feeling that this thing needs to be started back up from the community, from the neighborhood to the community to the
Well,
city
see,
or to the
so
town to the city to the state. Like because we are going to
yeah,
handle business the way that we've got it. Like if I know little Johnny down the street, his dad's smacking him around. My kid comes home and then my neighbor's buddy, all the kids come in and they're talking about how little Johnny's dad's beating his ass, and he's coming to school with black eyes and stuff like that. Well, listen, there's a mob mentality that does work and does exist still in this country. We are going over there. We're going to have a little talk with Johnny's dad.
oh yeah,
And that's the
definitely,
way it's going to be. And you know what?
yeah,
And that's the way I think it would be in every neighborhood. And kids would feel
yeah.
safe
Well,
going
see,
to these other
okay,
parents,
also,
not ruining their lives.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. All right, but also we need a two-tier judge system. So it'd be one judge state, and then the other judge would be with the people, and then there would also be a citizen oversight board. So if there's any type of complaints or anything else, the citizen oversight board will look and find out what's going on first. Whether it be private or public, that's what the citizen oversight board is there for, and that's basically what you're talking about. So, but we would, the citizen oversight boards that they are allowing through these courts, that doesn't hold a candle to the sun of the capabilities and the empowerments we can grant a citizen oversight board, because we're the sovereigns. We get to make the rules. They don't make the rules. We make the rules. We may make them. They've already been made, most of them, under the supreme laws that we don't know about because they won't teach us about it. But yeah, so the two-tier judge system with the oversight is exactly what you're talking about. But those would be the legal terms, Well, the oversight, that's what you were talking about. But the two-tier judge system, it would eliminate all corruption. They did it over there in South Korea because they adopted our legal system, and because of all the corruption back in the 60s, they changed it to a two-tier judge system. And then also with child custody cases, I like Connecticut's approach best. They changed their courts 4 years ago, and they from juvenile and domestic relations to trauma courts, because if families are having a problem and they're ending up in court, there's trauma going on. So they
right.
take counselors, psychologists, and therapists. They interview everybody. Guardian Litum types up whatever the judge, and they say money's not involved. Money does not. You can go get a lawyer if you want. It ain't going to do you no good. Is basically what they say. They've taken all money, any type of greed or anything, out of child custody or juvenile domestic relations cases. Period. That is justice. It's very beautiful, and it's really they're great with it up there. You should check it out. Connecticut trauma courts. Yeah, it's beautiful because they're fulfilling the obligation that they owe to the child under the supreme law, which is the best interest of the child, which would be to
Right.
get the parent the right type of mind frame, the right education and understanding to be okay with each other for the benefit of the child, rather than ripping them from one or the other.
Right.
But
And
then
fundamentally
some
keeping it
cases, if there's physical harm or whatnot, I can understand that, but there's not. In like 90% of the cases, they state there is. It's really ridiculous. And then also there'll be, with the citizen oversight board, any public servant, whoever does you wrong, you can go to them and they'll help you pursue it. And then you have Next Friend AI, the Founding Fathers Freedom Union app, which will teach everybody about the supreme laws and the powers that we
Hey, how
have.
do I? What was your phone number again?
540
Yeah.
671 9839.
9839. Okay. And your email address again, so everybody can remember, is founding. What was it?
Yeah, 540
No.
671.
Your
Email.
email.
Oh, my email, Founding Fathers Freedom Union at proton.me. So it's Founding Fathers Freedom Union, no apostrophes or nothing, just clean letters at proton.me. Anybody need help? I'm here for it. I could be driving charges, drug charges, gun charges, any type of charge that doesn't have a victim. Yeah, or if you've been wronged by a public servant, I will definitely do an audit. It'll be my honor.
Adam, tell me your phone number. Can put it in the chat. 540.
40 671 9839. Am I allowed to put stuff in there? Okay. Right at the private chat.
In the chat.
I just put it down here. All right. Oh, it won't let me click on it. Oh, here we go. I'll go ahead and put my email in there.
That's crazy. There's so many coincidences, Adam, that we'll talk about after this. That it's obviously it was meant to be that you and I connected. It's kind of weird.
You're welcome, Darren.
Thanks.
Hey,
Tiff.
did you see the horoscope though? That was crazy, wasn't it, Tiffany?
What the first what?
The horoscope I put on Messenger from Sunday. It said I was going to be around a bunch of odd people and everything. It's like it explained it to a T. I can't remember what it said, but yeah, I'm
But
very
we had fun,
Oh yes, right.
and we did the right thing, and we're educating people, and that's what matters.
Yes. Oh no, I enjoyed it. It was great. It was perfect. Well, I'll call you back. I have a couple questions for you. But they're not on the show.
So I just told Dr. Death, he's in Iowa, to call you. That's why I put your number in the chat. I've been needing to get back to him, but I own a business too, so I work a lot and I don't have a lot of time right now.
Yeah. Jesus, you must be in like the go
I'm
time.
super busy too because I was doing one addendum already, but then after Sunday, I've been mapping out the other addendum. I just sent you like the templates for it, but there's a bunch of other stuff going in. But as soon as I get done with them, probably tomorrow morning. So I get up at 3 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I work before I go to work. So I'm trying to get it done by in the morning. But if not, it'll be Thursday morning.
Well,
yeah, I'm like, that's my bedtime.
Yeah, I know it's my bedtime too. I got to put the baby to bed. Darren's got your number. He's got your email address. I got a sick baby, and our time is up. So
All right.
talk to Darren.
Darren, if you want to go ahead and hit me up so we can touch bases, that's fine. And thank you guys for having me on.
Right after this. But I got to figure out. Listen, I got to figure out. Tiff, can you? Let me see if I can get a hold of someone to end this because I cannot.
I can't end it because I'm not in the. I'm not. I don't remember, Darren. I'm not the smart one.
Yeah. Can you see? Can you get a hold of maybe Gunnar right now or Danielle? Because they
hold on.
They can snipe in this. Sorry about this, guys. Good thing I just got that new monitor. Because this one is dead.
All right, Darren. I'm gonna jump off here. I'll stay up for
I'm gonna call you in 1 second, Adam.
No worries. Take care of what you got. Hey, thank you for everything that you guys do. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. This is great.
Yeah. Don't worry. That's my pleasure. All right. Talk to you soon.
See you in a few minutes.
All right.
All right. Well, that was a good show. That was good. It's a lot of information. I'm still stuck back here. I know you guys can see me and hear me, but I'm here. Hopefully Tiff is getting a hold of them to someone to turn our show off because I cannot see, guys. My monitor finally it did it. Yes.
Did you
This is
hear?
really weird. Like, it's hard enough to do this when you are by yourself, but then when you're in the dark and you don't even know what they're looking at or what they can see or what you can see.
Can you hear me, Darren?
I can hear you. Yes, ma'am. Can you
Gunnar
hear
said
me?
he's about to end the show and call him.
All right. Okay. Tell him to put on, well, he can hear me now, right? Go to
Probably.
put on one of those top 3 songs that are on there. Raise the Flag, maybe? Yeah, let's do Raise the Flag. End us with that one. Hopefully you heard that. But yeah.
There you
All
go.
right, we're out of here, Tiff. I'll have a new monitor up tomorrow, so I'll be able to see everything, guys. But thank you very much. Join us same time, same place tomorrow night. See you later, Tiff.
Bye.
The storm is coming, feel the thunder crash. We're tired of the silence, time to make a splash. Battle flag is waving high above the fray. The fight begins right here today. Raise the flag, we won't back down.
I'm, just your average parent trying to do right by my kids. Never thought I'd have to, deal with something like this. It was a regular Tuesday afternoon. The kids' toys were scattered everywhere. Then there was a knock at the door. My heart sank when I saw who it was.
Hello, I'm from Child Protective Services. We've received a report and need to inspect your home.
I didn't know what to do. They wanted to come in, look around, talk to my kids. My hands were shaking. I felt like I was doing something wrong even though I knew I wasn't. But then, I remembered something I'd read online about knowing your rights. I took a deep breath and said, "I'm sorry, but unless you have a warrant, I can't let you in." The CPS worker looked surprised. They weren't used to parents knowing their rights. It wasn't easy, but I stood my ground. I protected my family's privacy that day. Remember, when CPS knocks, no